Good morning, dear teachers and dear students. My name is Shahid Shahzad, and today I'll be explaining the importance of inventory and business, importance of inventory and control in business. This is your performance task for accounting, done by Shahid Shahzad and Muhammad Yasin. So here we have our abstract. The abstract is this article provides information about the importance of inventory contract in business. This article is based on different steps like an introduction, literature review, research finding, and conclusion. In the introduction, three questions are discussed: what is inventory and why inventory control is important? What are the factors that leads to poor inventory system? And what are the threats that business will face if inventory management system do not work properly? So in the research findings, the topic for my performance task is we have the three questions. We have the three questions. After that, we have the six advantages and disadvantages of periodic inventory system. Inventory system has been discussed along with disadvantage and disadvantages. And here we have a real life example for it. So some real life examples are for periodic inventory system are business like that track inventory physically by hand would be beauty salons, car dealership, and photo studios. And here we begin the introduction, and we have a UNESCO Goal 12, consumption and production. So this is the first question for our introduction, question number one. What is inventory and why is inventory control important? Inventory control is the process of keeping the right number of the stock you have or the part that you have and the product in the stock to avoid shortages or less product when your customers need something, so your products are available all the time. And like this, we can also avoid the slow selling. We can keep everything in order in the system, so we can provide any loss in the business. The importance of inventory management cannot be stressed enough for e-commerce and online retail brands. Accurate inventory tracking allows brands to fulfill orders on time and accurately. And as a brand grow out of a small warehouse space into larger facilities, so does that need to efficiently manage inventory. So you can see in the picture here, inventory management, overall control, over stock levels, and accurate information of your stock, and automatic updates and mobile integration. Here is a continuation for the first question. So we can control our cost to provide that problem. Keeping reports about our inventory helps us understand what stocks are doing well. So basically, it means like keeping a report of what we are selling good and what have the good market and what we're getting good profit. So we'll bring that more and more, and we'll bring to the shelf those things that have good market. So we'll not take a lot of space, and you'll have enough space for everything. Improve your delivery. So if it's an online business, you need to improve your delivery. Like we should avoid late deliveries, and we should also include the cash and delivery option. Some online business doesn't have that option, and they lose customer by that, because some people don't have card, like teenagers like us. They don't have card, and they're not their parents, so they want to pay cash by delivery. That will be better for them. Uh, for tracking, it's important to know when the vendor is shipping inventory and it will arrive. So we need to tell the customer to track the item where it is. Like for example, if it's coming from China, we tell them it's in the China now. It's the ship now, right now. It's coming, and then the next day we'll say it is arrived in your country, and then the next day we'll say your order is ready to be delivered to your home. Manage planning and forecasting. So the software can help you improve demand forecasting by analyzing data, transform world performance stocks, and minimize your holdings and handling costs. improve revenue, and free up cash flow, also by planning and forecasting your deliver on customer expectation better. Tracking inventory. A good system will help you to keep track of your inventory and offer a centralized view of stock across sales channels, how much is in stock, and where it will also allow allocating inventory to specific sales channels, which is important for you have warehouse and distribution centers at multiple locations. This enabling warehouse management. What are the factors that leads to poor inventory control? So this is the second question. One of the most important parts of running successful business is establishing an effective and efficient inventory management. Improve inventory management that has a devastating effect on small business, but even mega corporations can feel the effects. So here's an example. Walmart lost 3 billion in 2013 due to inventory issue that caused reported stock outs. Although your business may be not as big as Walmart, mismanaging inventories has decent potential to cause uh, catastrophic damage. So it is essential to that business owners are able to both identify and rectify such problems to support long-term growth. What happens when you have too much? What happens when you have too much inventory? Excess inventory can lead to poor quality goods and degradation. If you have a high level of excess stocks, the chances are low in inventory turnover, which means you're not turning all your stock on a regular basis. Unfortunately, excess stock that sits on a warehouse shelves can begin to departure and perish. So no need to have an extra stock or extra inventory in your company or business. Sometimes extra business can make you lose a lot of money because if it's like food, if you keep it, if you have a lot of stocks and people not buy it, you not have a lot of customers, you can lose a lot of money in that. So just bring to the level of the customers. You think how many customers you have. Failure to keep track. Small business do not use compromised inventory tracking methods may not always the necessary steps to manage inventory levels. So small business they don't track their inventory system. They don't think it's necessary. Working the SS each morning to perform a visual inspection, keeping track of items sold by using tick sheets or saving portions of prices tags can be effective inventory tracking method, but these actions must be done by all employees on consistent basis to be a real benefit. What are the threats business will face if inventory management system do not work properly? Without good inventory management and information, a business may stock up too much of product, erode cash flow, and the risk of holding that stock has become absolute. Misses in sales while holding too much stock carries risk. Having too little stock will also lose you a sales. So as you can see in the picture, this company had a lot of stocks, and when you have a lot of stocks, you don't know how to control it, and it can get messed up, and you can lose a lot of money to it. So you don't know where's the product. When a customer will come, for example, it's shoes company, he will say I want size 44. Then how can you find in this mess size 44? So it's better to keep the control on everything. Being unaware of inventory level has a large negative impact on supply chains. Companies should make sure they have full visibility of their inventory at all times to know when the stock needs to be replenished. It is also important to understand what is in the stock, what is going to be ordered, the size and the quantity, the order, and what items need to be replenished. This can be a cumbersome task, but is essential to ensuring profitable business operation. So you must be aware of what do you have, how many items do you have, what sizes do you have, is it how many quantities you have. So you can be in the order, in the proper order. If you don't have the right size, the right quantity, everything, then you can see in the picture your inventory will be messed up. Advantages of periodic inventory system. easy to implement. One of the biggest benefits of the presence of periodic inventory system is the way it's remarkably easy to implement. You can add the system to your business is hardly at any time. Certainly, it's less stressful than the other option for maintaining awareness of your inventory. Physically counting the inventory is something you can literally do when you feel it. Like most business that work with system, it's once a year. Cheap to implement. Again, if you want the easiest system possible, then the periodic inventory system is going to be absolutely perfect. You don't have to invest in costly software solutions with this option. Technically, you don't have to invest much of anything except for the time involved taking a physical inventory. Furthermore, as long as you're willing to put in the time, your costs are never technically going up, technically no, going to up either. Ideas for smaller business. As you can imagine, very small business are perhaps to the best fit for a system such as this. We're talking about 1 to 2 people, a limited inventory, and only few dozen orders placed through the year. Larger business can use the system too, but things can naturally get more complicated when it starts talking about multiple employees and thousands of orders per year. Advantages of periodic inventory system. So innocuous. One of the worst thing you can say about a periodic inventory system is the fact that you're dealing with something that you can be highly inaccurate, keeping in mind that an accounting record is modified the end of your year in order to reflect your physical inventory count. Because of this, the system is inherently flawed. You can't ensure accuracy at all times. You can only be sure of the accuracy reasonable degree. Labor intensive. If you have very limited inventory with only few dozen orders for the year, using the periodic inventory system isn't all that difficult. You can even punch things into Excel documents. However, when your business grows, a periodic inventory system can prove to be highly problematic. Taking a physical inventory can amount to a time demand that you really shouldn't try to meet. So this was all done by Shah Shirdat, and the rest I will leave to Yasin. Yasin will continue from exercise and control. Thank you. Hope you like my presentation.